Look, I found a video.
Implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention from.
I don't know what's up, but Kai Cenat been receiving a lot of backlash. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna be reacting to when rebranding fails, Kai Cenat. Now, one thing I want to say, I already disagree with the video. You know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna be about, but there's so many people hating on Kai Cenat, saying he's faking and stuff. Like, sure, you used to see him as a streamer, basically like entertaining people, being like a dumbass. A dumbass, you know, he's just entertaining people. And it's weird to see somebody like that basically turn 180 degrees and just start improving themselves. But just because he started improving himself, that doesn't mean it's fake.
Some say rebranding.
Oh yeah, no, so video by Tommy NFG.
Content creator, artist, or creative anything is a make or break in a lot of people's careers. You can have good creator rebrands, like Speed going from a kid yelling slurs in his mom's basement at 3 a.m. and doing voodoo rituals, or whatever you call this. Genuinely, we gotta ask, what the f was wrong with Speed in 2021? To now becoming one of the biggest live streamers in the world and breaking generations of propaganda from the media. But then you also have creators on the opposite side of rebranding, like Sneeko. Turning from a person who used to be labeled one of the most creative YouTubers.
Yo, I watched one of his old videos, say years ago. Now, I watched it today, but the video was made 8 years ago. You know what I mean? And it was about ego. Bro, it was actually a respectable young man. You know, the way he talks, the way he articulates himself. I'm like, yo, that's a charismatic young man. Right now, what he's doing, bro, yo, I don't even want to say nothing, you know?
On this platform for his unique style of videos, to now having to hang out with the sinister six of streaming and appealing to racists because that's how much his audiences got diluted. Either have a sand machine grounding your ball to racist because
yeah, look at their faces. Bro, this guy, Andrew Tate, he looks like a demon. This guy, he looks like a scared little guy. This guy, he looks like he just got grounded by his mom. Okay, he looks normal. Sneeko, normal. This guy, like an alpha, real alpha male. This guy, normal.
That's how much his audiences got diluted. Either have a sand machine grounding your ball sack for 5 minutes, or have your sister in a room with these guys for 5 minutes. Me personally, I'm sorry for my offspring, but y'all can no longer be born. Sometimes these rebrands me grounding your ball sack for sis because that's how much his audiences got diluted. Either have a sand machine grounding your ball sack for 5 minutes, or have your sister in a room with these guys for 5 minutes. Me personally, I'm sorry for my offspring, but y'all can no longer be born. Sometimes these rebrands come naturally though, and I think those are always the best types. Just like how I mentioned Speed earlier, most of his rebranding came from him maturing from being a teenager that grew up on the internet and watching edgy creators, then actually went out in the real world and saw real people. There's a reason why the most edgiest creators on any platform, most of their audience is teenagers, because that's when you're the most on the internet and have the least life experience. There's also rebrands that are straight up a hard launch and the person is saying this is exactly how they're going to be moving like, which is usually more dangerous because you're telling the entire audience you built up that you're no longer that person they watched. And the newest rebrand we have from a big creator is none other than Kai Cenat. I don't think we've had a hard launch rebrand from somebody as big as Kai Cenat in a while. Not too long ago was he yelling yacht at women getting up on his stream.
So I'm sorry, let me lock him out real quick.
And again, that is why people saying he's fake. He used to be like this dumbass again, but that was just his job. You know, he was entertaining people. It's not like he was actually like this. It was his way of making money, you know?
All right, bet, go ahead.
The thought of an historian in the year 2900 going back to this time and studying these type of clips always crosses my mind. And now Kai's brand new look is him launching a fashion brand and trying to become a designer himself, while also self-helping himself by trying to fix his reading struggles and working
That's
out.
perfect.
Off the wording itself, it doesn't sound bad at all. There's been two reactions to this. One being people who just hate to hate and basically hate on anything Kai does.
Nah,
if Kai
for
does
real.
something
I seen him reading a book, right? Just reading a book, take some candy. He's like, ooh, sour. And people just make a meme out of it. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? He just ate some candy and he said, ooh, sour. That is just crazy, bro. Nah, Kai generally be frying me talking about some ooh, sour. My bad.
Where? Ooh, sour. Where
You know what I mean, bro? People just making fun of anything at this point.
From a tree, they're in the comments saying some like he's worse than Hitler. Then there's a other group of people who
Worse than
genuinely just find his rebrand corny and don't like it. And if you see my videos, I've defended Kai from random who just hate to hate on the internet or try to find a random problem. But I've also been critical of Kai, and this rebrand was
executed terribly.
This all started back when he ended his subathon at the end of September in 2025. He hit 1 million subs, had 1 million viewers at the end. He had every celebrity in the book.
1 million subs. That is about, so one sub is either, there's a lot of prices, but it can go from $5 to I think $35. Now let's say every sub is just $5 per sub. 1 million times 5 is 5 million. Now Twitch takes a little bit of a cut, but still, I made crazy money. Crazy money that month.
On it, LeBron James shaved his head on stream. We could have just left the last part. All we needed to see was the king on stream. And after his stream ended, he decided to take a long hiatus to spend it with his girlfriend vacationing around the world, seeing different places. Kinda awkward knowing that now, considering they just went through a pretty public breakup and she's dissing all of his friends and people around him. On this vacation, he was probably trying to think of how he would even come back and be able to top what he just did. Like, if I was in Kai's position, I'ma be honest, I wouldn't know what the to do. I broke a record that probably won't be beat in our lifetime. It had LeBron James on at the same time. I gotta end off everything with that. Which is why he announced in a video on January 13th that he's officially quitting streaming. And it turns out that was actually clickbait, shocker. The whole video was an announcement for his fashion brand and showing his journey on making his clothing brand. While also announcing he's been secretly posting videos on another channel that would document his journey. This was probably the worst thing he did in his rebrand and is the thing people are making fun of the most. In the reading videos, one weird thing he does is flex the phone timer after his reading time is supposed to end to show people.
Yo, it is kind of funny. The edits that people were making, yo. Look, I found a video.
Implementation intention is a strategy you can use. You can use pair a new habit with a specific time and location. The implementation intention formula is I will behavior and time and location. Habit stacking is a strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a current habit.
I know I pressed every single button. I don't know why this funny, but this is so funny to me. Like
that he's become a reading god above the average human brain input and output.
The location, creating, and implementation intention is a strategy you can use.
Aura.
A new habit with a specific time and
Nah, I'm not
location. The
making fun.
implementation
Yeah.
intention formula is I will behavior and time and location. Habit stacking is a strategy you can use. The ability of ending the emotional pain, which can open the door for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 30 minutes.
Implementation intention is a strategy that you can use. If you already want a 41.
Like, alright, man, we get it. You now have reached the same reading comprehension as Shakespeare. If he didn't put this timer bit into the reading videos, it wouldn't have received even close to the amount of hate it's getting. In the comments of all the vids, people are basically clowning him, saying he's trying too hard to be performative with it, and also are saying he's reading but not actually comprehending what it's saying. Something that could have made it better is if he showed some notes.
I mean, yeah, when you actually look at those videos, it kind of seems like he's just reading and stuff, not really understanding nothing. But in a way, his goal is just to be better at speaking, so he can't really hate on it, you know? Maybe he's just actually reading to just improve his communication skills, you know?
That he was writing down while reading the books to show that he was actually retaining the information and keeping what the books actually say in his head. Unironically, middle school teachers got one up on that. They was right on that because you do not retain shit after reading a book for the first time. But that timer thing was gonna cook him either way. He's got to put that one in the closet. Overall, it is good he's actually taking initiative to improve himself though.
Facts.
And there's clips too where he doesn't understand a word, so he searches up what it means on camera. Where people are clowning him for not knowing a word's meaning, which I find so weird. People will always say try to improve yourself by reading books or going to the gym or learning whatever.
Nah, that's funny though. Like people say, oh, you gotta improve your life, read books, and when somebody actually does it, they just get hate. Like I would bet you, I don't know how much I would bet you, but pick up any kind of Robert Greene's book, even if you from USA, bro. I bet you in the first 5 pages you will find at least one word that you do not understand. I bet you we can shake on it, you know?
When you showcase yourself trying to improve yourself, they just clown you. In 2026, a can't even be curious about something without getting the sped allegations. Meanwhile, those same people are fat chuds on the internet that do nothing but comment on people's all day. And we kind of do need
And
more.
look, I know there's more difficult books than Robert Greene's. Don't just like come on me, but I'm just saying like his books are quite difficult compared to Atomic Habits and stuff. You know.
People reading, at least in America, because the amount of people's reading comprehension has gone down is atrocious. I know this as a creator because I'll say something, a person won't even finish the video or just pause on that part, then go in the comment section writing a whole paragraph explaining why they hate me and how my take is wrong. Half the population reads at a 6th grade level here. We gotta start doing reading clubs again. I'm glad to be in the group of Gen Z kids that got out of school right when AI. We gotta start doing.
Nah, but hey, I correct myself. You will find at least one word you do not understand in one page of his book. Maybe not you. I'm not saying you dumb, bro. Don't take it personal, but you don't know what can be watching, you know? Below 6th grade, 54% of American adults.
Reading clubs again. I'm glad to be in the group of Gen Z kids that got out school right when AI was about to hit. Because if I was in school right now, I'll let y'all know, I would be a couple of octaves dumber than I already am. Then there's the fashion pivot. On that same channel, he's posting videos of him learning how to make clothes.
I'm still in school,
brand, which doesn't have as much hate as the reading, but it's helping my grades, but not me. It, I would say. His fashion brand is called Vivette, and one way he's advertising it is with his own journal. The journal having designs and sketches of what he wants in it. And the way he's talking about this journal and flexing it, you would think he's writing some new verses for the Bible. Even on the Vivette website, the only way you can see the journal is if you sign up and join the waitlist. So it's clear the journal is the main marketing tactic he has for his whole fashion brand, which isn't an uncommon thing. Every fashion designer has their own type of documentation of the process of making a product. Kanye is somebody who did this a lot and showed off his sketches, which is why people are saying he's trying to be like Kanye. For him, it's confusing on Kai's vision for it because in different videos, he's saying so many things about what it's supposed to be. And he's changing the camera quality on the videos to make it look more like a documentary, which is now being called the performative quality. The funniest one has gotta be him recording himself writing in his journal on a 3DS, which got deleted.
I don't know how to describe it. It's like a track, right? And then everybody's on it, and then when you achieve a lot or you do good, you start to succeed. You start to exceed it. Like you start to keep going at a crazy. The way like I'm a little dark and shit. Like shit dark for me. But as soon as I hold this journal up, it's a lot like more focused on it.
That journal better have the cure to cancer the way he's showing it. Crazy thing is, even if the journal does have good designs and people want to buy it, the videos have cooked anything associated to it. People will just look back at the videos and start dying laughing. There was absolutely zero need to record this video on a 3DS. I feel like even he looked back at this and said, alright, I'm doing too much. While people were memeing the whole thing, it also opened the floodgates of old clips showing Kai trying to fit in with certain things, where you can't put it any other way. He's just saying some to be performative for the camera.
Yo, if you're gonna start me off over the song, what would it be?
Viva La Vida by Cosplay. These are kind of busted up by headphones.
Hey, but look, if he wants for his brand to succeed, he gotta use the audience that he built. That is exactly what he's doing. You know, he's gathering attention and stuff. I think he's doing the right stuff. So let me put it like this. I think he's generally trying to improve himself, but he's also using it to market his brand. Because of course he wants to be successful with the brand if he's starting it, you know. So he's gonna use every advantage he got. You know, I support Kai, bro. I don't care what nobody says. He's doing the right thing.
Why you capping this? He's not used those.
No, he do. Look. These are the 16, 15 iPhones.
These don't work. No, it just broke today.
How it broke? Kai, you can use AirPods. We know you're rich, dog. And before people get on my ass for wearing these wired headphones, look back.
I was about to say,
every single video.
I was about to say.
I'm not faking. I'm not sure why he does it or if he tries to do it.
What you mean faking, bro? You can wear whatever you want. Nah, bro. People so, oh my god, they like, yo, Kai, I got money. Buy better headphones. What if he wants to use just them normal ones? Like, bro, let him live his life. You know what I mean? People are so into other people's lives. I can do whatever I want. You know, I can wear whatever clothes I want. Even if I will have $2 billion, bro. I can buy whatever headphones I want, bro.
Subtly so people don't notice much. But in 2026, with all the forms of social media we got, people are gonna be able to tell when you're faking it. I do believe though that even with all these performative shenanigans, he actually got into fashion and likes it. You can tell his fashion game has changed a lot in the past couple of years. And I'm sure people will say that this whole thing is fake or a grift because it happens so
And look.
soon.
A lot of people say, "Oh, Kai's copying Bruce drop him off," you know. But this is how we work as humans, bro. We get influenced by people. It's like when you growing up and you were around your dad a lot, you will try to, I mean, you will start acting in ways that he does. That is just normal. You know, maybe Kai was really inspired by Bruce and he started getting into fashion. That's lovely. That's how humans work. That is the beautiful part of us as humans, you know? We can inspire each other, we can influence each other, we can help each other. That is beautiful, bro. Like, why are you hating on it? You know, Bruce is not the only guy into fashion, bro. And Bruce got inspired by somebody too. So why are you hating?
That can happen to anyone with anything though. Sometimes you get into something and like it so much a lot in a short period of time. You want to start trying it yourself or going out into that industry. The way he's advertising it though is way too performative. There's clips of him walking around with the journal in Paris Fashion Week, and it looked like he was protecting an ancient scripture that had burned down what vaporized half of humanity's information. Before I saw these clips, honestly, I didn't understand why people were saying the rebrand is performative. And as soon as I saw these clips, I understood why. Whoever told him on his team that this will look tough gotta be fired. Other fashion designers there were probably looking confused as hell. This isn't to say that Kai's clothing brand is gonna come out and look trash or ugly, but it's more of the marketing tactic and how it was done. In fact, I think a lot of the people hating saying the clothes are gonna look ass would start wearing it if all of a sudden people actually like it and start wearing it out. One thing Kai's gonna mainly struggle within the fashion industry is trying to have this new persona while his old clips still be
That's fact, bro. The same people that are hating now, the second they see somebody wearing it, they're gonna be in the comments, yo, who got the reps? Who got the reps, bro? I can bet that.
viral and out there. Which is why I said at the start, it's better when a transformation naturally happens on its own and isn't a hard pivot. Because not only is he gonna get low broed by the fashion elites there and they'll just see him as the streamer guy, also it's the clips and what type of streamer he was.
Yo, that's how life be sometimes. You know, some people, there's a lot of people I've heard a lot of stories of people being in jail and just one day they woke up and they start believing in Christ. And from that day, they just change. They start reading the Bible and just life be like that, you know? That could be the same thing for Kai. Maybe he just got tired of being that clown. He just want to do something other with his life. Cool.
a bunch of goofy stuff for stream. It's way easier for you to be a small content creator and have collabs with bigger content creators because content creators are usually more genuine, which can lead to you blowing up and having your own career. The fashion industry is just like the music industry. It's cutthroat. They'll tell you if your shit is ass or a company will deny making the clothes because they don't think it will sell well. And people memeing this whole thing is definitely not helping potential fashion collaborators take it more serious. The whole jump into it was very fast though. It was only 3.5 months he was gone before doing this whole change. I feel like minimum you need a year for something like this. I guess for now
No.
we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes.
No.
I don't know if he's gonna completely quit streaming,
year,
but if
bro?
I was his friend giving advice, I'd say hell no. No matter what as a content creator, unless you're gonna retire after like 10 or 15 years, you gotta serve the people that built you up to what you are. Or maybe that's only me. So y'all will have me for another painstaking 10 years at minimum. Enjoy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always,
Hey, bro, I
I
appreciate it
love
for the
you guys
video, you know?
consensually.
I
And until
appreciate you for being real, but I do not agree with everything you said. Sure, it may seem performative, but that is just part of his marketing. I really explained everything I needed throughout the video. There's really nothing much to add. So yeah, bro, I hope you have a nice day. Be confident in yourself, love yourself, be who you are. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, my bad. Some next day.